What up, STF? Today is going to be more of a mindset video, just a mentality video, just me raw talking, explaining to you what mentality you have to have when you actually get into the gym, into all of this fitness stuff, into actually making a plan for yourself, tracking progress, all of this stuff. The mentality you need is one of consistency because I had motivation for many, many things. I was motivated for e-commerce, where I was basically selling my bath mat online. I was very, very motivated into that. I put 110% of my effort into it every single day. I was like, you know what? I want to do e-commerce. This is going to work. That motivation faded. It wasn't for me. I didn't like it. I didn't like all these complications and all these little things that I had to look into. It just wasn't for me, you know? So then I looked into day trading. Day trading was, get money fast, basically. And I also really, really motivated. I would watch TJR all the time. I would look through his course. He had like 60 videos. Ridiculous. I would stay up all night writing down notes because every time I get a spark of motivation, it's usually at night. And it pisses me off that I don't have it in the morning. So what do? I take advantage. Eat while you guys are sleeping, you have early mornings, I get it. But I don't have early mornings. I can kind of just sleep in a little longer than most. So I decided, I'm going to stay up. I'm going to use this motivation to my advantage. Why not? So I stayed up, watched as many videos as I could until I was exhausted. Wrote them all down because when you're exhausted, you start to forget stuff. It doesn't really stay in your brain. So write it down. Writing stuff down will help you memorize it way more than just reading it out loud. Write it down. So I wrote it down. Day trading, again, motivated, super motivated, and it crashed. It crashed. It crashed on me. I saw that I had to put in years of my time and years of my work into day trading. And I wasn't going to be the person who wakes up at 6 a.m. and trades and then that wasn't me. It wasn't for me. I'm not a morning person at all. I hate the mornings. Hate them. I love the sun and I love how it looks, but I truly hate the mornings. I don't care if it's corny, I'm a night owl. I love being up at night. I love it. So while you guys sleep early like 9 a.m. and wake up at like 5 a.m., sure, that's cool for you. I'll sleep at like 1 a.m. so I'll have more time and I'll wake up at like 10 a.m., you know? So you guys wake up earlier, but sleep earlier. I'll wake up earlier, early-ish, but I'll stay up, I love staying up late. Day trading, not for me. So then I did reselling again. Not for me. Didn't have the connections. I had a friend who actually resells in Hollywood. He has a store there, and he told me it was saturated. He told me it's just really bad market right now, and I was like, honestly, I didn't want to do that either. So I went into I didn't go into fitness. I've always been into fitness. Like I explained before, fitness was kind of brought to me by my anger. And instead of drugs and alcohol, I went to the gym. I decided to really lock in on fitness and get me from a bad mentality of always being angry, always having this pent up anger, and it drove me insane. So I pushed that into the gym. I pushed it into the gym. While others can have that mentality, a weak mentality of, I just want to escape. So they escape with alcohol. They want to get drunk. They escape with weed. Like, I get it. You can escape every now and then. I will not blame you. You can drink with your friends. You can go to clubs. But you have to have a balance. If you have no balance, there's no progress. Because if you just start going to clubs all the time and you like it, you're not going to be locked in anymore. You're not locked in from your initial goal. You always got to remember your initial goal. Someone told me, why many people want to be rich. Why do you need to be rich? And I thought I would have an answer then and there, right? But I didn't. I had to really go in depth and think about it. I spent a couple of nights thinking about it, writing down what I thought and why I thought I needed to be rich. And every time I wrote something down, I reread it. And I'm like, that's why I need to be rich? Because I want fancy cars? I want nice clothes, nice things? Really? If that's why I need to be rich, I'm never going to get rich, because I'm not going to have something to fall back if I do lose said motivation. So I was thinking, I was jotting until I realized I need to be rich, not only for my parents, but for my freedom. You only have one life. Do you want to spend that life, you know, working a 9 to 5 job, working under someone who doesn't care about you, a corporation that doesn't even know your name? When I work at CPK, I'm a server. I work at CPK, I get compliments all the time. Sometimes my GM, or not even the GM, above the GM, general manager, comes in, and I had this table, and they said, "This guy Ben did a fantastic job. He should get a raise." What did he say? "That's amazing. Good job." Went up to me, shook my hand. "Good job, Ben." That's it. They don't care about you. They don't care what you're bringing in. They truly don't. They don't give a shit about you. And once I realized that, something in my mind switched. I can't be working under someone who could care less about me, who couldn't even care to know my name. I don't care about them. I only work at this job because, first of all, I'm building a resume. I have something to back on. And if I had the spare time, so why not work? Why not build the skills that I could build with sales, because sort of sales, because it's a serving job. So I have to upsell, I have to sell gift cards, I have to sell all sorts of crap. But it changed something in me. Seeing how little of a shit he gave about all the compliments, and every time someone said a nice thing about me, I switched up. I can't work under someone. I truly can't. No matter how much effort I put in, I always put in 100% effort. I want to be the best. When I do something, I want to be the best. I need to be the best. I don't know why, but that's just something I want. So I will work as hard as I can, 10 times harder than you will. So why should I work hard for someone who doesn't care about me? Instead, let me put my time and effort into a business, into all of these things that I've tried, into e-commerce, into dropshipping, day trading, all of this stuff. If I put my effort as much as I put into work into that, surely something's got to work. Surely something can start picking up and moving in pace. But that's the thing. You need consistency. You need discipline, which is something that isn't taught. You have to learn it. You have to learn consistency. You have to learn discipline. You have to learn to do things when you don't want to do it. And right there, do things when you don't want to do it. Remember that. Write it down somewhere. Have it on your phone. Do things when you don't want to do it. Every time I think about that, I get 10 times more motivated, because that shift in mentality where I go to the gym when I didn't want to go to the gym, when I do something that I didn't want to do and I actually do it, that I feel like I grow, and I feel like I progress in many, many, many different ways, that if I just didn't do it when I didn't want to do it, and do it when I did want to do it. So I realized you can't have it all. There's going to be ups and downs. It's never going to be a straight path. Never, never in life. If you are doing something and you're like, wow, it's so easy, I'm in a straight path, what are you doing? You got to challenge yourself. Do you really want to be that regular person? Do you really want to be that 9 to 5 worker who goes behind his desk all day, dreading his life? Do you really want to be that banker who sure makes a lot of money, but works 40, 50, 60-hour weeks? Do you want to be that guy? I don't want to be that guy. I want to be the guy who makes maybe half of that, but has way more freedom, works from where I want to work, going to vacations while still picking up calls and making money, instead of having to work at a bank behind a desk all day, 24/7. That does not sound like a life for me. You only have one life. Truly embrace it. Make it the best one you can. Make it a life worth living. Why do the same thing that everybody else does? Excel. Be different. Because different is what makes you grow. When you're cringe and you get embarrassed, you're growing. Sure, you can be scared of stuff time to time and anxious, But if you overcome that anxiety, that that being afraid, you'll grow as a person. You'll start realizing stuff is easier than I remember. Stuff is better than I remember. Doing little tasks feels so much more rewarding, especially when you're under that being anxious and being afraid. It feels that much more rewarding. Starting from nothing, building a business, if you're posting every single day, if you're doing all of this, that's amazing. Good job. Really good job. Don't compare yourself to other people, okay? Comparison is the thief of joy. I have to remind myself of this all the time. There are people younger than me, who look better than me, who make more than me, who are just my ideal person, what I want to look like, what I want to be like. And I compare myself to them and I'm like, damn, why am I not there? Because it's not my time to be there. That's just it. Everybody is set on their own path. Your time will come. If you put in the work and you put in that consistency that you said you have, that you are willing to do, you will get rewarded. I'm almost positive you'll get rewarded. If you start going to the gym now and you go every single day, you don't think you'll see progression? Of course you'll see progression. Of course you will. And then when everybody says to, why do you eat so strict? Why do you go to the gym so often? Live your life. You only got one life. That's how he's living his life. He wants to do all that stuff. You guys need to understand, some people live their lives by bettering it, by realizing that they only have one life. So they should be doing all these things to stay healthy, to stay fit, to look the best they want to look. Because when I wake up, what's the first thing I do? I look in the mirror. I look in the mirror and what do I see? I see progression. I see that I'm better today than I am yesterday, than I was yesterday. I see a man who is actually achieving and going towards his goal instead of falling behind and sticking with that 9 to 5 or sticking with that physique that I've always hated for my entire life. When I was younger, I would put on hoodies, I would put on long sleeve shirts, jackets, whatever would cover my skinny ass arms. Whatever would cover it would be something I would wear. So I didn't want somebody to see me. I was frail, I was weak, I was anxious. I just didn't like how I felt. So I decided to do something about it. Because this one body that I have, why should I be hiding it? Shouldn't I be embracing it? Shouldn't I be happy with who I am? And if I'm not, am I doing something to fix it? Am I working myself up from there? That's what you really got to think about. Are you working yourself up? Are you growing to the goal that you've always wanted to grow to? Because at the end of the day, that's all that really matters, right? To get where you want to go, right? No? Besides that, I don't really know what else there is. Always set a goal for yourself. Nothing so small like, oh yeah, like I can't wait to get this job. No. Think big. Think big. Think, yes, I can't wait till I make $100,000 this year. I can't wait till I make $50,000 this month. I can't wait till I get my parents out of financial debt and financial freedom. I can't wait till I do all of these things and get the freedom that I deserve, that I crave for. I can't wait for that stuff. So I dream about it and I make those my goals, my priorities. Something that seems so out of reach that when I reach it, it won't feel real. It won't feel real. It'll feel fake. How did I get here? I got here because I did it every day and I didn't give up. I got here because even with those people were telling me that I look stupid for posting in the beginning or telling their families and stuff, I continued doing it. I didn't care about what they thought. I didn't care about what they said because I'm me. Why should I care about these people? Why should I care? Only thing I should care about is where I'm going to end up. Because if I end up where I want, I've accomplished my life. I've done what I lived to do, what I wanted to do, what I needed to do. So mentality, bro, it's such a big part of life. Mentality, you need that mentality because without mentality, you'll have nothing. You need mentality to grow, to become successful, to achieve what you want to achieve. You need to be consistent, to have that aggression towards something. that need, that hunger. Like, I'm hungry. I'm starving. So I'm working my ass off every day. And I know there's people working harder than me. So that just makes me more motivated. That makes me want to work harder, better. Because I can't let these people get to their goals quicker than me, right? I need to get there as fast as possible. I need to be better than this person. Wrong. Wrong. If you agree to that, you're wrong. You weren't listening to me. You need to be better than who you were yesterday. You don't need to be better than these people. Forget about these people. Stop looking at others. Look at yourself. Look in the mirror. Who do you see? What do you see? Do you see something you like? Do you see something that you could live with every single day without having disgust, hatred? Who do you see? Because right now I see a hard worker who's worked hard for his body, who's worked hard for where he is right now, and is only going to continue working harder and harder until I get to where I want to become. And I know you guys can too. All it takes is that little push. Someone told me, you can't rely on someone, right? They won't always be there. I totally agree. Can't rely on everybody. But why not have somebody carve you a path? Because sometimes you'll get lost. Sometimes you'll get back to where you started. You'll move forward, you're moving in a circle, you move back down, you move back up, back down, back up in a circle. Sometimes you need a person to push you. Sometimes you need that friend, that coach, that mentor, that buddy to tell you to get off your ass and to post, to get off your ass and do something today. Instead of doom scrolling, instead of playing Clash Royale, like I was doing literally a couple months ago, do something. Do push-ups, do sit-ups, do something that you wanted to do that day or you wanted to do but never had the time. Do it. Because you don't know when you will have the time. So why waste it on doing something stupid? Why waste your time on doom scrolling, on stuff that you'll never remember? You'll never remember every single video that you've doom scrolled on. You'll never remember each game that you played. You'll never remember about those games. Those are all in the past. I used to play Clash Royale back in 6th grade. Do you think I remember a single thing? No. I don't remember shit. What I should have been doing is going to the gym. So what did I do? I went to the gym. Unless you have a severe reason why you can't, like I did, where I got into a car accident roughly almost 3 years ago. I got into a settlement. I had that back bulge, a disc bulge in my L4, L3, something like that, like 3mm. Nothing crazy, but it was still bad. I got epidurals, injections. I hated those so much with a passion. I couldn't wait for the day I could step back into the gym. Couldn't wait. So when I did step back into the gym, you know how happy I was? I literally took a picture of that day. I'll never forget that day, February 18th, 2025. I stepped back into that gym. It was like 8 to 9 months ago. Best day of my life. Because now I had a goal. When I was stuck at home, I felt lost. I felt confused. I felt anxious. Because whenever I'm not doing anything, I feel like I'm a loser. I feel scared. Because when I don't see and envision a future or see a goal I'm working towards, I'm lost. Because then what am I working towards? I'm just living day to day? No. Like, you can't do that. And you can't relive the past. If you keep bringing up the past and saying, oh, I could have done this. Oh, I wish I did that. Oh, I wish I invested in Bitcoin. Oh, I wish I went to the gym early. No. It happened already. No wishes, no buts, no ifs. You start. You go to the gym. If you wanted to invest in Bitcoin, there's other coins, there's other stocks. Gain knowledge. Start researching. Start looking on videos. Start looking on everything. Because it's never stopped. The only one stopping is you. Because you think you missed an opportunity. But forget about getting opportunities. Make an opportunity. That's also something I heard from a dear friend of mine. The real difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is that unsuccessful people wait for an opportunity and then they go. Successful people make an opportunity from whatever they're doing. Whatever their goals are, they will create that opportunity. They will work twice as hard and achieve that, even though it's way harder and it'll be way slower or it's time it'll take a lot of time, it'll take a lot of money, energy. They'll work towards that goal. And that's why they're successful. And I had to realize that for myself. Because like I told you before, I did all of these things. And I would try to make an opportunity for myself. But I just lost that motivation. I didn't see myself in that position. So I stopped. But with fitness, I'll never stop. Because not only does fitness help me with my body, helps me with my health, helps me with my mind, it helps me at ease because I'm always working towards a goal. Even if you don't have a big goal, if you go to the gym, you can always set little goals for yourself. Oh, I want to bench 7 reps of that today. Oh, I want to hit a PR that day. Oh, I want to do more weight this day, more reps this day. Those little goals add up. And those goals is what keeps me working harder and stronger and more motivated. Because with those goals, it wires my brain to try and achieve bigger goals that seem impossible. So have that mindset. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to happen today. It might not happen tomorrow. It might not happen this year. But it'll happen where you will understand how important your life is and how important mentality is and how important it is to have a goal and achieve something and progress in something. You don't understand how important it is until it's already gone. Don't you guys remember when you were in elementary school, middle school with no responsibilities, no problems, just fun? Don't you wish you were back there? That's now. That's the same thing. If you're 20 years later talking about this moment right now, saying, I wish I started this. I wish I started going to the gym. I wish I started looking on stocks. You're going to regret it. Trust me, you're going to regret it. Because if you already regret those things in the past, the responsibilities, wishing that you started earlier, whatever you regret, you're going to regret it in the future if you don't do anything about it now. So I'm telling you, start. Telling you that sometimes it's okay to have somebody help you along the journey. I'm telling you, surround yourself with people who have the same mindset as you because they will only push you to get better. You will see their progress, you'll only want to do 2 times more. But that's the thing with friends. It's a fun competition, nothing serious. Don't let money become the root of your problems. Don't let money stop friendships because then you're weak. You're weak-minded. If you let money come in between you and your friendship, you're weak-minded. You're a weak-minded person. Money's paper. You're doing all of this for paper? What? Some of these friends could be lifelong friends and you're fighting with them about money? Like, insane. The Diamond Club, I heard, or is it the one with Hattie, where it was Skrillex and the Unk? Skrillex is gone. Why? Because they complained about money. Because he wanted to put his clothing or some brand onto theirs, and they said no, and he got butthurt and he left. Are you kidding me? You were working out with these guys as hard as possible, making opportunities for each other, growing with each other, and you just leave for money? Are you serious? You're a weak-minded person. You shouldn't deserve to have been with them in the first place. Because if you let money become in between that, I'm going to say it again, you're a weak-minded person. And it sucks. So don't let that become in between you. Grow your mind. Have that strength to sometimes be able to take that step back so you can take 2 or 3 steps forward. Because sometimes that's what it takes. Sometimes it takes a step back. Sometimes you need to lose to win. And that's all I have to say for you guys. I hope you got some value in this video. If yes, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, BenZuckFit. I always be posting. I just wanted to show you guys my personality, my mindset in things, and how you should think, how you should react day to day, and how you should have a goal. If you're watching this, I want you to set a goal for yourself. Something impossible. Something that you don't think you can reach. Because when you'll reach it, you'll thank me. And you'll be like, how did I get here? And once you get there, wait for me. Because I'm getting right there too. We're all getting there. We're all getting to the top. That's all that matters. We're going to get to our goals. We're going to be the person we want to be. We want to get to where we want to be. We're going to help the people we want to help. And it's going to be amazing. So I hope you guys stick to the journey. Subscribe. Follow. and enjoy for more. Peace out, SDF.